I want to resign. I can't go back to that house. Soon, a dirty, smelly bucket of gutter water arrived. Michael turned to Ifunanya and said, "Drink! She's a human being, not a garbage. And what are you going to do about it? Can I help you clean up in the restroom? Please, please." Once upon a time, in the beautiful, ever dramatic city of Lokoja, there lived two inseparable friends, Michael and Kenneth. These two had been besties since the days of oversized school shorts and chalkboard punishments in primary school. They were so close that people often mistook them for twins, not because they looked alike, but because they moved around like beans and plantain. One was never seen without the other. Michael's parents were rolling in money, properly soaked in money. They owned the biggest hotel in Lokoja, the kind of hotel where even the mosquitoes wore designer labels. Kenneth wasn't broke either. In fact, he was very comfortable. But unlike Michael, he did not make noise about it. He was calm, humble, and the type of guy who would greet the gatekeeper before entering his own house. Now, both of them had money, but when it came to women, their brains operated on different networks. Michael believed a woman must be extremely gorgeous and extremely rich. According to him, why should I go to an event with a wife that looks like a confused masquerade or a retired toothless vulture? Kenneth, on the other hand, was the ambassador of true love. He believed in true character, humility, and the ability to turn ogbono soup into a wonderful experience. He would say, "Michael, forget curves. Look for a woman that can boil water without burning it." Now, Michael's house was a palace of madness. He had maids for everything. The one to wash his clothes, the one to feed him, even the one to warm his bed voluntarily, just because Michael is so fine, like a 10 movie stars combined. Michael did not even need to talk. Girls just tripped and fell at his feet. But Kenneth, totally opposite. His house was like a mini paradise. His staff loved him so much that when he traveled, they organized mini prayer vigils for his safe return. He treated them like family. They joked together, ate together, and even played Ludo together. But among all the maids in Michael's mansion, one girl stood out like a clean spoon in a sink full of dirty dishes. Her name was Ifunanya. She was very slim, the type of slim that makes you wonder if breeze might carry her away. But don't be fooled. She was soft-spoken, hardworking, and tougher than she looked. Ifunanya had no parents. She grew up on her own and believed that hard work was the only true way to success. Most men were actually afraid of her because she did not take nonsense, whether you are rich or poor, handsome or not. If you brought rubbish away, she will return it to you with interest. But then came Michael, the one with pride taller than Mount Everest and a face too handsome for his own good. Ifunanya did not understand it. Every time he walked by, her heart would start drumming like a village dance festival. Even though he was rude, proud, and acted like he was the king of the world, her feelings did not listen. Her brain said, "Run away." But her heart said, "Stay and look again." Confused and slightly embarrassed, she ran to her two closest friends, Chinwe and Amaka, and told them everything. Their eyes almost popped out. Chinwe shouted, "Wait, you mean Michael? The one who thinks women are decorations? My sister, run oh, I don't think this is a good idea." Amaka laughed and said, well, for me, I would say you should try him now. Who knows? You might be the one to humble his pride." "Which kind yeye pride?" Chinwe shouted. "Please, my sister, do not go." Ifunanya was confused. "Girls, I don't know, my heart is doing jim 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 each time I see him. Every spirit of jim 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 in your heart, let it be shattered now," Chinwe shouted. Amaka laughed again. "Chinwe, don't be an enemy of progress. Hala her, please." "Okay oh, so dem not say I'm jealous. Do your thing." And that was when Ifunanya started thinking maybe she should try him out. One evening, Micheal was standing on the balcony with Kenneth. They were getting ready for an event, wearing fancy clothes. Just then, Ifunanya walked up slowly, her heart pounding like drum beats. Hello, sir. How are you? I just came to greet you," she said, smiling nervously. Michael turned, looked at her like she was disturbing his hair, and replied coldly, "And since when did greeting me become your job? Eh? What do you want, you little girl?" She took a deep breath. "Sir, Jesus help me. Jesus help me. Okay, sir, I just want to say I like you. Hey, ooh, I want to be your friend. If you don't mind." Kenneth, sitting nearby, nearly choked on his drink. In his head, he was thinking, is this boldness or brand new foolishness? Does this girl know who she's talking to? But to everyone's surprise, Michael said, "Wow, all right, you have to prove it." "Prove it? How, sir?" Before she could blink, Michael clapped his hands and told the security guards, "Hey, go get me a bucket of gutter water. Yes, real dirty water from the drainage." People started whispering. The guards looked confused but obeyed. Soon, a dirty, smelly bucket of gutter water arrived, dark, thick, and bubbling like it was alive. Michael turned to Ifunanya and said, "My love, why not drink it? If you truly like me, prove it. Drink." Ifunanya gasped. "But, sir, this is bad. I can't drink this. It's dirty." Michael smirked and said, "Exactly. That's what you are. You are dirty. You are nothing but gutter water. So take your smelling love just the way you are and get out of my sight." People around burst into laughter. Ifunanya turned slowly, her face burning with shame. But Michael wasn't done. He lifted the bucket, aiming to pour it all over her, just to add extra humiliation like icing on a terrible cake. Before the bucket landed, Kenneth jumped in. Splash! The water landed on him instead. Michael stared at him like he had gone mad. "Kenneth, why did you interfere?" Kenneth wiped the slime off his face and said, "And why did you want to pour it on her? That was cruel, Michael. She's a human being, not a garbage." Michael's eyes narrowed. "And what are you going to do about it? Are you going to fight me?" Before things could get worse, Ifunanya dropped to her knees in front of Kenneth. "Please, I'm so sorry. Please, can I help you clean up in the restroom? Please, 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 don't fight, please." Kenneth looked at her, then at Michael, shaking his head. He said nothing. He was soaked, smelly, and completely disappointed. Michael East signaled to his driver and walked off saying, I'm off to the event, Kenneth. Don't forget to spray perfume unless you want people to think a dustbin followed you. He laughed loudly as he walked away, leaving behind a wet, angry Kenneth and a heartbroken Ifunanya. After cleaning the gutter water off his body, Kenneth came out of the restroom only to find Ifunanya in a corner, shaking like a leaf and crying like someone just stole her meat from the pot. Kenneth sighed and asked gently, "Why did you do that? Why did you even tell Micheal you liked him?" Ifunanya tried to explain, but her voice got stuck in traffic. Her lips moved, but her words were missing. Kenneth shook his head. "Just be careful next time, please." Then he walked away. Micheal did not fire Ifunanya. She thought Micheal would fire her. Maybe he forgot or just enjoyed tormenting her emotionally. She started avoiding him like a cursed mirror. No eye contact, no greetings, just pure professional disappearing. Meanwhile, Michael's parents were on his neck like tight collars. "Marry now. Hell, Micheal, give us grandchildren. You are the only child we have." But Micheal kept saying, "Mom, Dad, I'm not ready until I find the most beautiful woman in the whole world." His parents would sigh and reply, "The beautiful ones are not yet born." "Ha! Daddy, they are born oh. They are born. In fact, they are just asleep, like sleeping beauty. I'm waiting for them to wake up," he would say, full of pride. Then came his 26th birthday, the one that turned drama into a full Nollywood episode. Out of nowhere, Michael called Ifunanya and said, "I want to take you out, Ifunanya. How are you?" Ifunanya was dumbfounded. "I'm sorry for everything. I actually love you. I was only pretending. In fact, you are the one I want." Hmm? Ifunanya blinked like a confused goat. "But I thought you hate me." "No, I don't hate you, Ifunanya. I love you so much." "Wow, okay. I want to change first. I'm not ready." "Come on, you don't need to change. I want the world to see your simplicity. You are perfect like this. Let's go out." When they got to the birthday event, a shiny, beautiful hall filled with guests, dancing and spraying money like the economy was doing well. Then the MC shouted, "Ladies and gentlemen, an official announcement. The birthday boy wants to introduce his bride to be." Kenneth almost choked on his drink. "Bride? Since when?" He turned to Micheal, confused. Micheal just smiled like a cat with a secret. Ifunanya stood there frozen, her heart beat like drums at a village festival. She could not breathe. Micheal gave her the "come here" signal and gently held her hand, walking her to the stage. She climbed up, laughing awkwardly like a clown in training and waving at people like a queen who wasn't sure if she was dreaming. Her fellow maids stared in shock. Some even whispered, "Ah! Congrats oh, Ifunanya, you made it oh. Hi! Ify, please remember me oh, remember me please." Then the inside door opened. Boom! A goddess walked in, her skin shining like freshly polished floor, tall like a skyscraper. Her gown sparkled. Everyone gasped. Where did this beauty come from? Is she a human or an AI? Even if Unayan forgot her name for a second, she stared like the rest of the crowd, eyes wide. Then Micheal leaned close and whispered, "You see, that's real beauty." Before she could react, he pushed her slightly and said, go and help her carry her gown. Ifunanya soul almost left her body. Even the MC did not help matters. He said with a microphone so loud, the maid assigned to assist our royal queen is here. Hello, madam, please do your job. Rush, rush, rush. We can't keep the queen waiting. Everyone clapped. Ifunanya did not feel her legs anymore. She staggered forward like someone who just got hit by heartbreak thunder. When she reached the glowing goddess, the lady turned to her and gave Ifunanya a hard knock on the head. You are late, you fool. Tears rolled from Ifunanya's eyes as the shock landed. Her fellow maids whispered, Nawa o, Ifunanya, look, 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 your father, Waka, see your head. Ifunanya filled with shame. Ifunanya bent down and carried the gown. The new queen walked like a model on a runway, and people clapped as if they were watching a fashion show. Micheal hugged the lady proudly and said, Everyone, meet my wife-to-be. Ifunanya's heart fell, but the camera was on her face, so she forced a fake smile and clapped like someone being forced to celebrate their own heartbreak. Then she ran into the restroom before her tears started running on live TV. Kenneth, who had been watching everything quietly, saw Ifunanya run and he followed. He knocked gently on the door and said, Don't cry, Ifunanya. I understand how you feel. He passed a small handkerchief through the gap and waited outside like a true gentleman. Ifunanya came out of the restroom looking like a soaked biscuit, tears everywhere. Her nose was running marathon with catarrh. She sniffed and whispered, He broke my heart. Kenneth, who was waiting outside like a worried uncle, opened his arms and gave her a big warm hug. She cried louder inside the shirt, turning it into a tissue. I want to resign. I can't go back to that house. I don't even want to pack my clothes. Let the rats have them, she wailed. Kenneth rubbed her back gently and said, No problem. I understand what my friend did was wicked. And you, my dear, you need to have pride. You are a woman, not a floor mat. How would you just believe what Michael said? Anyway, it's okay. He helped her into his car, buckled her seatbelt like a caring brother, then told her, Wait here, let me go pack your things. While the party was still jamming, Kenneth sneaked into the house, grabbed her bag and came out. And when they got to a junction, Ifunanya said, Please, drop me here. I will take my way from here. Kenneth was worried, but did not want to argue. He nodded, dropped her gently, and drove off slowly like a sad Uber driver. But as he drove, a small voice in his head kept shouting, Wait, what if she's stranded? What if someone kidnaps her? Why did you leave her like a used tissue? So he hit the brakes, reversed the car like Fast and Furious, and drove back. To his surprise, there she was, sitting on the ground like someone who lost her way in life, crying, sniffing, looking abandoned like forgotten laundry. People were walking past her like she was background music. Kenneth parked quickly, came down, looked at her and said, Auntie, are you okay? Or should I carry you like Ghana must go bag and take you home? Ifunanya looked at Kenneth, tears still falling like tap water. I have nowhere to go, she sniffed. That's why I'm sitting here like abandoned jollof rice. I don't want to be a burden to you. Kenneth didn't even answer her. He just picked her bag like a responsible elder brother and threw it into his car. Madam, enter the car before you turn yourself into a retired Japanese ninja here. She stood up slowly like a broken robot and asked, "Where are we going?" Kenneth looked at her and said, with a straight face, "You are going home, my own home. Let's go before the mosquitoes apply for rent beside you." When they got to Kenneth's house, the gateman ran out like a Nollywood actor in a village movie. "Oga, Oga, see Bimpe oh, see Bimpe. She said today she won't give me her meat because I beat her in Ludo." "Eh, Oga?" Kenneth raised an eyebrow. "But Bimpe is your crush now, eh?" The gateman quickly responded, "Crush ke? No, 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 no. She's no longer my crush, oh. She's not my crush anymore. Let me open the gate for you, sir, before she will hear me, oh." The gateman laughed and ran inside. Ifunanya looked confused and surprised. Is this a boss or a comedian? She thought. She looked at Kenneth and whispered, "You play with your gateman like this? You even talk about crush?" Kenneth laughed and said, "That's my SGO. Don't mind him. He's more dramatic than Telemundo." As they drove in, Ifunanya's eyes almost fell out. The house looked like it was borrowed from a billionaire's dream. The lights, the flowers, the fountain that was dancing like Beyonce. Everything screamed money, but in a gentle and humble way. She blinked and muttered, "Wow, this man is richer than Micheal, and he never made noise." Kenneth took Ifunanya to a room in his house. The moment she stepped in, she looked around like she just entered a shopping mall. "Ha! Is this a room or a plaza?" she whispered. She turned to Kenneth, holding her two hands together like a job seeker. "Sir, please, what will I be doing here? Can I collect uniform as a maid to start work?" Kenneth looked at her like she just said he looks like a mosquito. "Maid, uniform. My friend, you're not a maid. You are a guest, a friend, and you're a full member of the Kenneth family. So relax." Ifunanya nearly fainted. "A friend? Just like that?" She stood still like a statue, wondering if this was a prank. Meanwhile, Michael heard from gossip that Ifunanya was now with Kenneth. He hissed and said, "Kenneth just wants to use her and dump her like Gary water." One day, Kenneth visited him. He tried to talk some sense into him. "Bro, that girl Emily, she's just fine outside. Have you really studied her? Beauty is not everything. You have to be careful." Michael said, "Mind your business, Oga. Not everyone wants charity love like you. You just carried a girl you know her from nowhere to your house. Rubbish." Then he chased Kenneth away like a housefly. Before one could say ABC, Kenneth and Ifunanya were getting close. Their eyes were doing Bluetooth connection. And Michael, on the other hand, finally married his queen, Emily, the walking glass doll. And that's where the problem started. Emily was always chatting with boys, even during dinner. If Michael asked questions, she would roar like a lion. One day, she even poured hot tea on his face just because he stopped her from going clubbing. She turned Michael into her maid. Michael was now cooking with online tutorials, washing clothes, and running errands like delivery man. Emily sacked all the housemaids. Michael became maid Michael. He feared her beauty like thunder. He did not want to lose her to another man. But one day, while he was cooking jollof rice, he caught Emily inside the room with another man. Then he shouted, "Emily, are you okay? You're my wife, for Christ's sake." Emily just hissed. "And so, are you the only one that wants to have me? There's so many men that wants to have me too. Emily, get out of my house now with your oversized puff puff boyfriend. Get out! Emily did not even say sorry. She wasn't even remorseful. She packed her bags and moved to Finland with the other guy. Michael sat alone, looking like puff puff that fell into water. He started regretting his life. Ha! See what chasing beauty has done to me. Oh, I messed it up. I really messed it up. Ha! This is terrible. I'm ashamed of myself. Even my family will be embarrassed. He remembered Ifunanya and how she once humbled herself just to greet him. Then he called Kenneth, hoping to ask for Ifunanya's number. But someone else picked up and said, "Hello? Sorry, Kenneth is at the wedding hall. He's waiting for his bride." Michael shouted, "Wedding? Kenneth did not tell me. Oh. Who is he marrying?" His babe now. That is lovely Ifunanya. In fact, I'm his best man. Michael dropped the phone and screamed like someone that stepped on fire. He jumped into his car. No shoes. He even forgot to wear shoes. But he bought slippers on the way. He entered the wedding just as the priest said, "If anyone has any reason this couple should not be joined, speak now or forever hold your peace." Michael rushed in. "Please, Ifunanya, Ifunanya, I have changed. I love you. Take me back. Forgive me. I did not mean everything I did to you." Everyone gasped. Who is this guy? Is he mad? Na madman be this o. Ifunanya started crying. "Michael, you really hurt me." Kenneth looked at Ifunanya. "Babe, what are you doing? Who do you want?" Michael knelt down. "Remember you said you love me. Please, let's continue that love, eh? Please." Ifunanya wiped her tears. "Oh, Michael, Michael, why?" Kenneth stepped aside. He did not know whether to shout or even cry. Ifunanya looked at Kenneth and said, "Babe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me." Ifunanya gave Michael one sweet slap. "Wow, are you mad? Eh? You think I'm still that same girl? You came to scatter my wedding. So you are the village people I'm praying against. Security! Security! Drag this mugu out now." The bouncers flew Michael like a bag of cement. Kenneth was still blinking. Babe, you surprised me. Oh. I thought you might forgive him and accept him." Ifunanya smiled, held Kenneth's hand and said, "God forbid bad thing. This love is for life. I love you so much, Kenneth. You took me in when everyone despised, rejected me. I love you so much. Thank you for all you do." The priest smiled and said, "Love quantity. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride." And Kenneth did not waste time. He kissed her like a champion. And they lived happily ever after. Timing is everything. If you mess up, don't expect the world to stop spinning for your apology. Humility is the new luxury. Ifunanya's simplicity won hearts more than Emily's shining beauty. Humble people shine the brightest when true love arrives. Treat people well before someone better does. Michael ignored Ifunanya until Kenneth came with car keys, clean room, and sense. Hello, story lovers. Trust you all enjoyed this amazing masterpiece. Do not forget to hit the subscription button if you're yet to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share to your friends, family, loved ones to also enjoy this amazing story. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know once we drop a new story. See you in the next one. Until then, bye.